Well, good morning and welcome to another edition of Expert Alert. I'm your host, Jim Tabor, and this is where we bring in experts from different fields of business along the Gulf Coast to share their expertise with us, their knowledge of things that they excel in as far as properties or businesses, services they provide. Well, we've had for almost a year now, for once a month, the folks from PowerMark Properties coming in here with us. And today we have Irene Marie.
Hi.
And Randy Richardson. Randy's been here before. This is the first time for Irene. So we welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you for having us.
And tell us a little bit about yourself, if you would, please.
Well, as you say, expertise. I've been in the real estate business since 1985, in and out. I also do interior design, so it kind of helps me stage my homes when I do market them. And in between there, I had a gym at one point, but mainly my focus has been on real estate for that many years.
Okay. Randy, you've been here. It's been a while since you've been here.
Yeah, it's been a little while.
Us,
Last time we talked about insurance, so we're not going to do that this time.
No, we're not. And so right now, real estate industry is crazy. I mean, as far as, you hear people say, well, it's a buyer's market, it's a seller's market. But there are so many people that are working in their homes because of COVID. They're not going into work. I mean, our sales department, since March of 2020, have been working from their homes. Is that making it hard to find properties to sell?
Absolutely. Since the remote home business has, basically it's just boomed. People realize they don't have to go to the office anymore. So we're getting people from all over the country. And they realize our home value here is much better than their value. So it's giving the people that want to sell and buy here, there's no homes to sell and buy because we got so many people coming in.
Our inventory is real low.
Yeah,
Really?
very low.
Yeah.
Very
Inventory is
low.
very low.
Now,
It's hard to find.
why is it important to have a listing agent right now? For someone who might be, interested in buying a home or selling a home instead of using or selling it by yourself.
Oh, wow, I'll let you take that one.
So
what is it? For sale
by owner.
For sale by owner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a lot of times, people see a hot market, so they want to, take advantage of that and sell a house themselves. Well, especially in Mississippi, we're a non-disclosure state. So a lot of times, after storms like we just had or whatnot, they don't have to disclose a lot of things. So on the buyer side of it, you really want a listing agent to be involved so that those things have to be done. Also on a listing side of it, you don't want the liability of not disclosing something that you should. So it's kind of a security thing there as far as knowing the aspect of the disclosures and having all the paperwork done, T's crossed and I's dotted. I also think it's a security thing as far as having a listing agent because we use lock boxes so that you can only access the property when you have a super key, which is a Bluetooth, and it's only given to select people as far as realtors or appraisers, home inspectors.
Right.
So they're at least who's coming to the house when they come.
Yeah.
Most buyers agents only work with pre-approved buyers as well. So as a listing agent, we require, that the buyers that are coming are qualified buyers.
And I think it's probably more convenient too for anyone that is out looking for a home or selling a home because they might not be able to be there at a particular time when somebody wants to come look at a home. That's why you have a real estate agent that can say, you say, well, I can only go see it, at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Well, the seller may not be home at 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Exactly.
And that's why you're able to go help them with that.
Yeah.
And do you give a lot of tips on staging? You mentioned that you will go in and help decorate, interior.
Oh yes.
That is your expertise.
Gosh. They always say, well, my house isn't clean. I'm like, no, I want to see it at its natural state when I go into a home before I market it. I want to see how they treat their home. So I go through it with a fine-tooth comb and I say, please don't get your feelings hurt, but here's your list of what to do before we put it on the market. And you would be surprised if their eyes just light up because after the things are done, they almost don't want to sell anymore. It's like, wow, my house is really pretty because we push the furniture around, we check the filters, we check the ACs, and I basically get in the ceiling and I look in the ceiling to see, if there's something in there in the attic. So it's really important the way you stage a home if you're going to get the top dollar for it.
What rooms in the home are do you really pay more attention to? Because to me, one of the first things that I look at one of the main things when I go to look at a home, if I'm home buying or whatever. Right now I live in a townhouse, but probably next year I'll start looking for a house. But to me, it's a kitchen. I love to cook, and so I'm first thing I'm looking at is the kitchen. So
The kitchen would
kitchens
be
and bathrooms are the biggest.
kitchen and bathrooms. If it's a woman,
And then
Yeah.
also, honestly, just a outdoor space right now.
yep.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
people are staying at home more. So they, a lot of people want to be able to utilize the outdoor space as far as outdoor grilling or back deck or pool or anything like that, just because of, I think, what COVID has brought to light with people entertaining at their house,
Yep.
smaller groups and things like that.
Talk about pre-approved buyers. I mean, as far as is that something that the buyer needs to go ahead and get done?
So absolutely. In the market we're in right now, houses are flying off the market. So as soon as they're listed, 3 to 5 days, there's multiple offers. So if you're looking for a house, go ahead and get pre-approved because that way it's done. You're prepared to make the offer.
Okay.
I mean, that's the biggest thing is being able to make that offer.
And knowing how much you can offer.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, because what you think, you see a house and you might not get approved for that much.
Right.
Right. Like
So-
when they tell you, well, what are you comfortable with? And they say, oh, $800 a month. Well, that puts us only with this many homes for that much. So
Really, right now, you can't really rent anything for $800 a month, much less purchase.
And actually,
It's getting tough.
It was sad because when I moved into my townhouse back in February, after I'd already signed the contract, getting ready to move, I did some photography for a friend of mine, for real estate photography, and could have gotten into that house cheaper than what I
Yeah.
did. So it's like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but I already signed a contract.
yeah.
So, and it's a nice 3-bedroom house and huge backyard. And so, but I mean, I love my townhouse now where I'm at. But everybody likes to have something they call their own.
Yep.
Instead of, as I used to say, you paying rent, you're basically flushing it down the toilet.
You're building somebody
Correct.
else's equity.
Correct. And a lot of people don't realize that they do qualify for a home, and they're like, "Well, I don't think I can qualify." Well, there's so many new programs for new buyers. I think right now there's a new one out for medical workers.
Yes, for
Really?
I mean, it's
professionals
just,
in the medical field.
So we have We have first-time program for buyers, and then there's a medical. And these people can come into a house basically with nothing down. If they got
Really?
those credit scores, or they're coming up.
What do they have for TV hosts?
I mean, if you got a credit score right now, I think of 580, 590, 600.
I'm going to defer to the lender.
Yeah, I would, but I mean,
Yeah.
it's
Well,
just
last
so,
time I checked,
it's
mine was like
surprising.
721. So.
So,
I
yeah.
mean, you'd be right in there.
Yep.
I mean, that's a great score, and people don't realize what their score is. They go to Credit Karma. That's not your score. You need to go talk to a licensed lender.
Yes.
And let him pull it and give you the score. And the higher your score, the lower your interest rate's going to
And
be.
deal with somebody local.
Right.
Somebody local
so
that
not
knows the
any-
market.
Yeah, no internet scammers. Go with someone local that's been here and knows what they're doing.
Yeah, well, we had one of the other guests that we've had on the show for the last year, Strogeny Financial.
Yep.
And they're right across the street from y'all.
Yep.
So Carrie and Jennifer Milligan, they've talked about that before too.
Yep.
So I mean that's some good things. And of course, we talked about the great thing about having a real estate agent is you're secure in knowing who's coming and going through your home.
Yes.
Instead of just letting them in.
Yep.
Talk about we got 1 minute left. So talk about real quick about getting multiple offers and how you navigate them.
So in the market we're in right now, I mean, it's very typical that when a house hits the market, as long as it's priced right, it's going to go into multiple offers. And as the reason that it's difficult for some sellers to do for sale by owner because of the fact that if you get those multiple offer situations, it may not be the highest dollar amount as the best offer. So a lot of times it may be who their lender is, how qualified are they actually going to be able to close the loan? Those type of things go into making the most educated decision when it comes to accepting an offer, especially if you have multiples to
Okay.
choose from.
All right. Well, Irene, Randy, thank you so much for being here on the show with
Thank
us
you for
today and
having us.
give us some education on what's going on in the real estate market, because I know it's a crazy market out there right now. And as you said, it's just hard finding properties
It is.
that people wanting to sell. Anyway, if you'd like some more information, you can stop by PowerMark Properties or give them a call. Phone numbers on your screen. They're located on Pass Road in Biloxi, right across from Keesler Federal Credit Union. We thank you for being here with us again for another edition of Expert Alert.
If you have a question for any of our experts, go to WLOX.com and click on Expert Alert. For a list of any of our upcoming experts, go to WLOX.com and click on Expert Alert.